Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
The racist insult of Michelle Obama last night tells us everything about how MAGA is about racism, not about merit, as they claim. Let's go through this.
Because a lot of you just see this whole MAGA stuff as another vehicle for you guys to express your own prejudice and racisms and phobias. So, I mean, at this point, MAGA is just a support group for people who use their prejudice as a personality.
Every Democrat, every black person, every person of color, every LGBTQIA person in America should be posting a picture of Michelle Obama today. Not because she needs defending, but because she deserves honoring. A Princeton graduate, a Harvard Law graduate, former First Lady, best-selling author, advocate for military families, children's health, education, and public service. Meanwhile, grown men are standing around making middle school insults because they peaked in high school. Enough. Flood the timeline with Michelle Obama. Not because of what they said, but because her accomplishments speak louder than their ignorance ever will.
To me, it's just a reminder of just how quickly we are to, dehumanize black women and to not see black women as being women or just being seen as human.
For not just Michelle or myself, but any other woman out there, and people want to tell you look like a man, you're in good company, honey. You're in good company because there's nothing else they can say about you. So they go at the lowest hanging thing, which is your appearance.
Easy, and all you did was perpetuate a racial stereotype that you've been saying for years. They said the same thing about Venus and Serena. Every time a black woman becomes something, others, some people from that side, try to take a shot at them. It's been going on. I mean, when is it going to be enough?
Even if she wasn't, why do you care? She's a private citizen. Her and her husband are no longer the leading family of the country. There's plenty of things that you can talk about the current people running the country, and yet still you want to bully private citizens. Like, what the heck?
Now, on those same grounds, they're trying to put her back in her place. Anyone who is a part of this spectacle who won't condemn this attack on America's most admired woman is not just complicit, they're guilty. And we're coming for them too.
Black Americans are furious and they're demanding an apology from MAGA people after a heated controversy erupted when a MAGA supporter, publicly claimed that the former First Lady Michelle Obama is a man. I mean, how can you call somebody you already know is a woman? How can a man, come have this beautiful family, having these kids? Now, that remark has triggered, widespread backlash, with many people calling it, disrespectful, racist, and part of a long history of attacks against the successful black people, especially black women. I mean, across social media, black commentators, activists, and ordinary citizens have strongly condemned this statement. They argue that Michelle Obama has spent years of serving as a role model through her education, public service, and advocacy work. And here's where it gets even more intense. You see, some people are demanding that the leading MAGA figures is the people like Trump and other publicly denounce that remark. Others say the silence from prominent conservatives is completely unacceptable and only makes the controversy even worse. Now, many critics also argue to say they're having something like, they say, whenever black Americans achieve extraordinary success, that issue of black excellency, whenever they go extra mile in life, they do great things that even white people do not manage, certain opponents try to undermine them. And instead of debating accomplishments, qualifications, or ideas, they resort to personal insults and attacks, such as these we are hearing here. I mean, that's why this controversy has exploded online, turning into a much larger debate about race, about respect, and how black, people who are successful, especially women, are treated in America. So let's dive into this. Let's see how furious these, black people are. They are demanding so many things. Some are demanding, an apology. So there are so many things. At the end, we can discuss why these people resort to insults whenever they see black people rising. There are reasons. Some of them you may not expect. So let's dive into this. If you can manage, please drop a like so we can push this video forward.
You know why they are calling Michelle Obama a man is because that's the lowest hanging fruit. Meaning, anytime you want to put down someone, especially a woman, and there's nothing else you can hit her with because she's intelligent, she is kind, she's loving, she's generous, she's loved around the world, all they can do is attack your appearance. Now, I'm nowhere near no Michelle Obama. However, I was, when I was growing up and even now, people online, they'll say I look like a man. That's all they can say about me. They can't say I'm not educated. They can't say I'm not hardworking. They don't say that when I walk into a room, I shift the very atmosphere. They can't say anything that I lack charisma because none of that is true. All they can say is you look like a man. So for not just Michelle or myself, but any other woman out there and people want to tell you look like a man, you're in good company, honey. You're in good company because there's nothing else they can say about you. So they go at the lowest hanging thing, which is your appearance. And you and I both know we don't look like men. See, a large majority, most of them, especially them being white, they are jealous of our features. Our God-given lips, cheekbones, perfectly contoured noses, lips, hips, fingertip, bust, butt, and we smart as hell. And we can roll with the richest of the rich, meet with kings and presidents, and then sit with the poorest of the poor and the paupers and not think we're any better than anybody else. Why? Because we have something they don't have. It's called charisma. It's called the it factor. So young girls, particularly, if people start teasing you and say you look like a boy, say that about Michelle. They said that about Angela. You in good. They said it about Maya Angelou. Honey, you in good company. We should form a club, the Look Like a Man Club. That means you got it going on, sis. You got it going on.
Former First Lady Michelle Obama was verbally attacked at Donald Trump's 80th birthday spectacle in the South Lawn of the White House in a way so disgraceful that I refuse to repeat it here. That attack has a history. Misgendering black women, stripping them of their womanhood, are tactics that white people use to justify the rape of enslaved black women, the stealing of their children, and forcing them to labor in the fields for the pleasure of white families. It's not a joke. It's not trash talk. It's a weapon with a long and ugly history. The fighter's name was Josh Hockett, and every elected official or public figure who was there needs to condemn his remarks. Joe Rogan heard it, said nothing. Dana White said nothing. Donald Trump and his vice president, J.D. Vance, a proud Catholic man, said nothing. His cabinet members, Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth, were there and said nothing. House Speaker Mike Johnson, a white evangelical Christian, was there and said nothing. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg was there. Trump's family was there, and they all said nothing. And then there's Melania Trump. All throughout antebellum American history, the plantation mistresses were just as guilty as their racist husbands. Melania Trump is the plantation mistress of the modern era. She sat right next to her husband while a former first lady was attacked on the grounds of the People's House and said nothing. Michelle Obama served this country with grace and dignity for 8 years, and they can't stand it. 10 years ago, this summer, she stood at a podium and told the world that she woke up every morning in a house that was built by slaves. MAGA called it divisive. Fact checkers called it accurate. Now, on those same grounds, they're trying to put her back in her place. Anyone who is a part of this spectacle who won't condemn this attack on America's most admired woman is not just complicit, they're guilty. And we're coming for them too.
Hello and good afternoon. Listen, so I just got a community violation because I guess I was a little angry and said some things about floaters. And I stand by those things, right? Because that man, Josh Hockett, got up there and said that Michelle Obama was a man. And I said that Melania was a 403. That's what I said. And I stand by that. I stand by it 100%. I think it's interesting how this platform lets the racists say whatever they want to say. And they platform some of these racists. But you come on here and try to correct the fact that they said egregious things about Michelle Obama, and then I get the community guideline violation. So For those of you who know, I said it. I said that that lady over there was a 403. And I mean it. I also said that she claimed to speak 7 languages. And I said that's not true at all. That's been proven. I also said that she's not a supermodel. She ain't never been on the cover of Vogue, Cosmopolitan, Vanity Fair, Elle, none of the top, Sports Illustrated, none of them magazines. So when was she? That's just a lie they told and have been telling for years, and people have bought it. I am just sick and tired of the comparisons that they want to make between our girl Michelle and that lady over there. That's it. So I don't know if they're going to ban my profile, ban my post. I don't know if this is where it ends for me. But that one really pissed me off. And I don't take back what I said. She's a 403. Okay. And if you disagree with me, argue with your mama. Try Jesus, not me. Okay. Y'all have a good day. Okay, bye.
The racist insult of Michelle Obama last night tells us everything about how MAGA is about racism, not about merit, as they claim. Let's go through this. Anytime you have an African-American woman or a minority more broadly accomplish things, they get attacked by MAGA. They get attacked by Donald Trump. But it's never about what they've done. It's never about their actual words. It's things like, oh, Barack Obama, this is the original racist trope, is actually not from America. Oh, Michelle Obama is a man. It's never what they said in the speech. It's never what their political theories might be. And it goes on and on. Venus and Serena Williams, same thing. Always getting attacked about things that have nothing to do with their tennis accomplishments or their professional, demeanor or sportsmanship, because they can't go after that. Look at General Chappie James. That's another one. That's the first African-American 4-star general in the U.S. military whose picture was taken down by Pete Hegseth. They claimed, I think, it's DEI is what Pete Hegseth was saying. And so he didn't earn what he got, which is a bunch of BS because he flew over 180 combat missions. He won medals for valor at a time when it was almost impossible for minorities to do that in the U.S. military. He had to overcome 10 times what any white person did in that same position. So if you want to talk about DEI, look at the Trump administration. Everybody in it is completely unqualified. They are DEI. DEI is not about color. It's about qualifications. And then you see the reality. All this stuff that they claim to be against is a cover for racism, and they're cowards.
I think we all can agree Michelle Obama is a man. That was said on the White House South Lawn yesterday. In the year of our Lord, 2026, that was said from the UFC fighter's mouth. It's Trump's 80th, mind you. America's 250. That's what this grand thing is supposed to be about. America, 250 years. You had nothing to say about that. Nothing at all. Your fearless leader, Donald, turned 80. It was his actual birthday. And you had the Obamas in your mouth. The obsession is crazy. They didn't have the lowest approval rate or anything. Before Trump, the Bushes had the lowest approval rate. But it's only the obsession with the Obamas. I wonder what's different about them. Class, do you know what's different? Michelle Obama, I think we all can agree. Wow. And it gives me no hope when people say if he's gone, because this is his following. It's so many people. I really don't think that it was rigged. I feel like America is racist and the people are stupid who voted for him. So now y'all have me out here agreeing with Donald Trump? Because why did Donald Trump immediately take that necklace off as soon as he saw Josh Hokit call Michelle Obama a man? You're an overcooked hot dog whose only talent is being as barbaric as possible. Michelle Obama is a 2-time Ivy League graduate. Somewhere in that head of yours, instinctively, you know that you are the inferior one out of the two. That's why you have to make shit up that's untrue to take jabs at her. And the irony of you to make homophobic jokes when you were literally drooling at the crotch of Donald Trump. The funniest thing isn't even what he said. The funniest thing is that he managed to get every prejudice, discriminatory trope in one single line. He hit the misogyny part with saying that a woman looks masculine. He hit the racism part with calling a black woman masculinized, a stereotype that's been perpetuated all through European standardized culture. He hit the transphobia part by using man, her being a man, as an insult. He hit the homophobia part. And the funny thing is that you even hit on your own inferiority complex, because Michelle Obama is someone who graduated from Princeton University, someone who graduated from Harvard Law School. I lived in New Jersey. I've been to Princeton University and saw Michelle Obama's plaque on the wall. I've seen it for myself. So for you to try to come for someone that is so deeply decorated by that, only thing you can do is make up something about her that we all know is not true just to try to attack her. Is like, okay, y'all are the real DEIs, okay? Let's really get into it. Half y'all only get where y'all are because of nepotism and the system that y'all have built to keep marginalized people down. That's the only reason half of y'all are in the place that y'all are in. The craziest part is that he knows that being MAGA, they're in a system where this is okay. This is normalized. You know what I mean? The fact that you even feel comfortable enough to say this says a lot. Because a lot of you just see this whole MAGA stuff as another vehicle for you guys to express your own prejudice and racisms and phobias. So, I mean, at this point, MAGA is just a support group for people who use their prejudice as a personality.
The Michelle Obama is really a man conspiracy theory still being a thing is not shocking to me, sadly. You would think that after she has 2 daughters, one of which looks a lot like her, that these conspiracies would go away, but that's not enough evidence for these racists. And to me, this is just another reminder of just how quickly we are to strip black women from their womanhood. I don't know if womanhood is the right term to use. I'm just talking off the top of my head, y'all. I'm not scripting this, but to me, it's just a reminder of just how quickly we are to, dehumanize black women and to not see black women as being women or just being seen as human. This is something that I've just observed for years now. And also this can tie into transphobic ways of thinking as well. But yeah, it's always sad to see stuff like this.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Now, let's be honest here. Let's start with the truth. Michelle Obama is a woman. Everybody knows she's a woman, okay? She's a woman. So when somebody stands in public and deliberately calls her a man, what exactly are they trying to achieve? I mean, this is not a mistake. This is not somebody, getting confused or is drunk or doesn't know the woman so she can make a mistake. No, this is a deliberate statement aimed at somebody everybody already knows. And that's exactly why so many black Americans are like angry. They're confused, okay? It's so disturbing to hear somebody calling your own something she is not, right? Now, the first major point many people are making is this. They say Michelle Obama has too many accomplishments to attack honestly. She has too much that, jealous people cannot do otherwise but to be jealous. Now, think about it for a second. She graduated from Princeton. She graduated from, Harvard Law School. She became First Lady of the United States, as black as she is. Contrary to what white people expect, okay, that black people can't go that far. She wrote best-selling books. She worked on children's health and education initiatives. So critics are asking, if you disagree with her politics, why not debate her ideas? Why not challenge her arguments? Why not criticize her policies? Instead, they say the attack goes straight to her identity, something which doesn't make sense. So when people believe that, what this guy says, speaks for itself, I think this is true. Like, what this guy says has more meaning than how it sounds. The second point that, black commentators are also raising is the history behind these kinds of attacks. They argue that, powerful black women have often been targeted in ways that white women are not. I mean, several people in the discussion, brought up athletes like Venus and who is this? Williams, Serena Williams. They say that whatever a black man becomes, whenever a black woman, becomes successful, when they reach that top, there are always people trying to question the appearance. Okay, they question her femininity or question whether she belongs there as she is a citizen of United States or not. And many see this latest controversy as part of that pattern. Okay, like history is just repeating itself. These white racists are just confirming that they don't want black people to go far. Now the third point is perhaps the most emotional one. Many black Americans say this is bigger than Michelle Obama herself. They believe it sends a message about how black women are viewed in society, in America as a society. Their argument is simple. If one of the most famous, most educated, most accomplished women in America can be mocked this way, we are talking of Michelle Obama, somebody who has been to, you're talking of, White House, somebody who has been a president. If she can be attacked this, then what message does that send to ordinary black women, ordinary black people? That's the message, that's the question many people are asking right now. The fourth issue focuses on the reaction from MAGA leaders and these who we call conservative leaders, the figures from conservative party. You see, many critics are demanding public condemnation. They're asking why more people have not clearly spoken out against this remark. If you are not part of what this man said, and you are MAGA, is a family man who has said this, why not distancing yourself? I mean, if the statement was wrong, even to MAGA, why not saying it was wrong? Why not distance yourself, okay, as a leader of MAGA? Some activists argue that silence creates the impression that this kind of behavior is acceptable to them. And whether that one is fair or not, that is a major part of the debate happening online right now. And then we come to fifth point, which is like the last one. They claim that successful black people are often targeted when they rise to prominent position, when they rise to top positions, when they become superior, when they achieve much things compared to what white people expect black people to reach. This argument appeared repeatedly throughout the reaction, not only in this, but in most cases people say this, that whenever black people seem to rise, there will be always a racist person trying to bring them down. Many commentators believe that whenever a black figure achieves extraordinary levels, success, certain critics stop talking about achievements, okay? They start making personal attacks instead of looking at this one is a president, a black president. What does he has? Okay, what does he have? Education. Okay, what sort of wealth does he have? What achievements? People look at what the skin color is he having. That's unfair. They say it happened to Barack Obama. They say it happened to black athletes. They say it happened to entertainers, business leaders, and public officials. Okay, so it's not new that Michelle Obama can be attacked this much. Now, they believe Michelle Obama is facing the same treatment just because of her skin color. And in majority, white people don't expect black people to reach that far. But it's not fair. We are all human beings. We can all do everything. So whether people agree with that argument or not, but for me personally, somehow I believe, but it is clearly one of the strongest feelings driving the outrage within the black community today. And at the end of the day, this conversation is much bigger than seeing somebody at the top. It's about how do you think other people cannot get to where you are, right? There are moments where you reach a certain level and you don't want everybody. You don't want anyone else to get to that. That's jealousy. So yeah, whether we agree or we don't agree, this controversy is, it's no longer just about, this lady. It's no longer about, this issue. It has become larger conversation about race, about respect, about discourse, and how people choose to talk about some of the most visible black figures in America, especially when they are rising to the top. And judging by the reactions online, this debate is not ending anytime soon. Okay, it's something people are reacting to, relating to what has happened in the past. So yeah, people will forever talk. I don't know what your take is, whether you are part of these MAGA people supporting the idea that she's a man. Of course, somebody said, yeah, it may be true that she is a man, looking at what she has achieved more than what men has achieved. That's why maybe they're saying she's more. But that could be the best meaning, okay? That could be the best meaning if we can compare her to how great men achieved. Then we can say she is more man than a woman, looking at she's achieving more than what men do. But unfortunately, these guys don't mean that. They didn't mean to, like, it wasn't a compliment. Okay, they mean to insert. That's the problem. Of course, somebody tried to interpret it that way, and somebody also interpreted it in the angle that when they say you are that, you need to be happy, because it means there is nothing else they can attack you on apart from that. Because when it comes to school, when it comes to how courageous you are, how you move, how you make decisions, you are just excellent. So yeah, if black people have been attacked now and again ever since, I think there is something big in black people. What do you think? That's my question. What do you think? Let's discuss in the comment section. Otherwise, I love that you came, and I'll see you next time. If this was your first time, please join the community, subscribe. See you next time.